Hello everyone, I am Crawlers, and if true, this is one of the best pieces of news ever to come out of the DICE camp. It seems Julian has tweeted that he finally fixed the reload bug in Battlefield 4, and that he's given the fix to Visceral, so it should eventually be fixed and patched in Hardline. Now, for those of you who don't know what the reload bug is, actually a couple of people told me they never experienced it, which I find extremely hard to believe because it's a very random thing that happens quite often, and especially in hardline, specifically in pistol only servers, because you tend to do a lot of reloading there. Well, the reload bug has been a part of Battlefield ever since the Frostbite engine made an appearance, it seems. We had, fake reloads in Battlefield 3, 4, and now in Hardline, and for as long as I can remember, basically 4 or 5 years already. And basically what happens is, when you press the reload button, you see the reload animation, but the bullet count in the magazine doesn't update for one reason or another. And another version of this bug, which I really don't think should be considered a version of this bug anyway, is when you start the reload and then a different animation kicks in, like you're vaulting over a wall, let's say, for example, and the bullet count updates anyway in a set amount of time that was set for the reload, even though you don't see the reload animation since, the vault animation takes over and you can't have two animations at once. And I think that's the way it should be, actually. I don't think that should be considered one of the versions of the reload bug, but some people still think that that is the case. Others say that reload bug happens when trying to pick up a weapon off the ground, and the game engine gets confused whether you want to pick up a weapon or reload it, and if you press R and hold it for a little while longer than usual, and that's when the reload bug happens. Maybe it was a conditional issue, where you press the reload button, told the game you wanted a new magazine, but, then immediately press the left mouse button to shoot, and although the animation already started to play, the bullet count doesn't automatically update because the game engine thinks you started to shoot. I did a commentary on this a while back. I'll link to the back of this video, where I basically said in Hardline the reload bug is a lot more prevalent, and at least what we think is as the reload bug, maybe that's actually a feature of the Frostbite engine that's acting up, acting the way it shouldn't, but there should be a reason for it, but it's not actually a bug, like maybe the reload threshold delay, for example, where we think is a bug, but because there is a certain amount of time set in the Frostbite engine where you start between the time you start the reload and between the time you can switch weapons, maybe that was acting up, and that's why if we switched weapons or pressed the left mouse button too early, maybe, or ADS even, maybe that's where the bullet count didn't update, but maybe, that was just a broken feature. But since the reload bugs happen a lot more often in Hardline, and I heard that in Hardline the reload animation doesn't actually match the reload speeds or the actual in-game bullet count update, maybe that's why I thought, the reload bug happened. Maybe it was an issue with the delay of the reload threshold or something like that acting up. Maybe, as I said, maybe the time it takes for you to start to reload before you can switch weapons, is, not working right, is bugged. So, this would make sense since the bug couldn't be nailed down for several years, and, maybe it was considered random. I obviously don't know, but since Julian is so sure he fixed it, and I'm really amazed at the news. He must have pinpointed the problem areas in the code or something, if he is, saying that it's fixed. I mean, we'll know more once the patch rolls out for CTE sometime this week, and obviously he isn't telling us what the problem was, but, if they can be so sure of this without testing thousands of reloads in a row, then kudos to them. And I think, Julian is just, he's a godsend for Battlefield 4. I think he's done quite a few things over these past few months for Battlefield 4 that seems so obvious now, that I think should always have been included with the game on release. And, it's taken 2 years literally to get these things in the game. And just kudos to them, kudos to DICE, kudos to Julian. And, the news came in late night, very matter of fact. I mean, just a short sentence, considering this was a problem for 4 or 5 years, this was such a big thing. I'm extremely glad to hear that this was fixed, and you should be too. So, thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video, as it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one, and 3 cheers for DICE, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.